Thanks so much. Hi, everybody. My name is Austin, and I am the owner founder of Rooted Life Adventures. Rooted Life Adventures is a gap year program, and we operate in New Zealand and Australia. And I am calling you from New Zealand now. So thanks so much for meeting late at night. I really appreciate that. I would love to tell you about the programs that we have. So Rooted Life Adventures is a supported gap year. What does that mean? Supported gap year means it has a little bit more support than the average traditional gap year program. So we are a program that has mental health support and future coaching built into our programs. There are a lot of different panelists on here today giving like a whole bunch of different options, and I get that everybody on here might be looking at tons of different things. And I just want to say that graduating high school is a really interesting time, right? So kind of like you've been on this journey all through high school, and the path has been like one path, right? It's been school, 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 not a lot of decisions in there. And then you graduate high school, and then it's like, boom, like all the decisions in the world, that one path kind of splinters into 1,000 different options. And you're supposed to figure it out all at once and make all of these decisions about your future when you turn 18. And so, one, I empathize with you. And something that I really encourage students to do is to take a long, hard pause and consider taking a gap year when you
Austin,
choose to go on to college. Yeah,
Austin, real quick. The
yeah,
screen that we share is just your desktop.
that's
I
my
don't know
desktop.
if
Not helpful. I'm
you're
not there yet. These are my program instructors, by the way.
got it. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I know you had three screens. I'm so sorry.
No, I
I
appreciate it.
no, 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 no. I just didn't know if it was a slide deck that wasn't going through. So, okay, I apologize. I'm back.
No, you're all good. Thank you so much for telling me. I would have never known. But anyway, so I really encourage everybody to take the option to do, or at least consider the option of taking a gap year. And that is because when you're 18 and you're trying to figure out what you're going to do with your life, you're really trying to figure out like what is your place in the world. And it's really hard to figure out what your place in the world is if you haven't seen it. That's just my personal opinion. So I would like to tell you about Rooted Life Adventures programs, particularly in New Zealand and Australia. So we offer 10 and 6-week programs, specifically living in Queenstown, New Zealand. I'll tell you about New Zealand first. I've got two programs to cover here, so hang with me. So my students that come on a Rooted Life Adventures program, maybe do have some history of anxiety, depression, or learning differences, or maybe have just been through something harder than maybe the average person. And maybe finishing school was a bit of a struggle, and you are trying to figure out what happens next, and you would really like to take a break from school and travel and see the world, but you really want to take a break that's on purpose, something that helps you kind of launch into adulthood and figure out how to do life and learn just as much about yourself as you learn about the world. So this is definitely a program kind of mostly about self-discovery and helping you plan what happens next in your life. So, this is one of our programs. It's in Queenstown, New Zealand. This program is for all genders, ages 18 to 22. Sometimes my students are taking that gap year right in between, like right after high school, before college. Some of my students have done a year or two of college or something, and whatever it was isn't working out, and they really want to take that pause now and like maybe reconfigure what they want to do. This is the house that we live in, this gorgeous home out in New Zealand. If you know anything about Queenstown, New Zealand, it's known as the adventure capital of the world, and it is stunningly gorgeous. We do a ton on our programs. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a checklist here. Sorry, with the dates, we do have spring and fall semesters. So we have 10 and 6-week options in spring, 10 and 6-week options in fall, kind of mirroring that school schedule. On our program, whether it's 10 weeks or 6 weeks, you're doing a weekly schedule that repeats each week, and we pack a lot in there. So all of our students come and live in a house. We have groups of a maximum of 12 students that are mostly coming from the US. We have international students as well, and they come and live in this home together and do this entire journey together as a group, making like lifelong friendships. One day is entirely dedicated to life skills, truly learning how to live independently from home, how to to run a house. So truly, you kind of look over your schedule for the upcoming week. You do your own grocery shopping. You clean the house from top to bottom. You do everything that is like learning how to run a house and a lot of adulting 101. We teach a lot of basic life skills and budgeting and like personal finance and all of that stuff. One day a week is cultural immersion. So you're getting to know this cool other country that is New Zealand. You're learning both about the indigenous Maori culture as well as like what it's like to be a modern day Kiwi. We see a ton of the South Island of New Zealand. It's basically your bucket list trip, seeing all the things in the South Island of New Zealand. On this program, we do an internship. No matter which location of ours you go to, we do an internship that is also like how to start a business 101 and an entrepreneurship internship using a local business as a case study. In New Zealand, we go to a sheep farm and we go to the sheep farm every single week and we learn about how they take care of sheep, shear sheep, wool, all that stuff, but also how they started the business of the farm. We volunteer locally and we have amazing adventures, all while living in a wellness environment where a coach lives with the students 24/7 and teaches you anything you need to know about how to do life, whether that's social skills or planning your future. We sit down, we do resume writing workshops and help students plan their future past their gap year. We also have an Australia program that's just for women, an all women's gap year program on the beach with the exact same model and weekly schedule is the same. So it's a supported gap year program specifically with students who may have history of mental health and want to have a structured supportive program that helps them learn to be productive and how to launch out into adulthood while getting to explore another country in a supportive environment. Is that 6 minutes? Sweet.
Yes, it is. You're close.
Sorry.
If you have any other things you want to wrap up with, please, you gotta, I interrupted you, so.
Hey, my screen was all messed up. It's important to know, yes, our programs are a bit more expensive. That is because they do have a therapeutic coach living with them 24/7 for the 10 and 6 weeks. You can use your 529 savings account. You can get college credit on our program. You can use your 529 savings account to pay for the program. And something that's just important to know is that even if this isn't for you, you probably know someone or some family that has had a student who's struggled a bit more than others, and trying to find a opportunities for them that have the support in place that's necessary without being overkill is really hard. So please share this with anybody that you know of or can think of who's maybe looking for a more supportive option that's still a ridiculously fun adventure abroad.
That's fantastic. Thanks, Austin. Yes, please do share. And thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you sharing your programs.